What's up, Bolt Nation? Welcome back to another video. I'm your host, Alex Yanez, and let's get back into another video. This video will be going into a mock draft on how we will trade down into the draft and still get the best team for the next season. As you know, in the last season, we had an amazing offense, except our defense had a bunch of holes and stopped us from going into the playoffs. Now, this draft, I will show y'all how we could get offensive key players and defensive key players to make the ultimate team to make our way to the Super Bowl in the next season. In this mock draft, the whole thing is trading down in this and what's the best trade to trade down. Yes, I thought about trading with the Bengals. I thought about trading with the Jets. I even thought about trading with the Chiefs, but none of those are going to happen, especially the Chiefs. We're not going to trade against another AFC West team. So I decided with the Lions. The Lions will get 4 picks from the Chargers, and we'll get the first round 32nd pick, and then the second round 34th pick. And then the Lions will get the first round 17th pick, our 4th round pick, and 2 7th round picks. I think they'll be able to build depth with the picks that we're giving them. And then ultimately, we are going for key players at the 32nd and 34th pick that I think will still be there and will build depth and help our team become a Super Bowl team in this next season. After making a trade with the Lions, we will now be at the 32nd pick. With the 32nd pick in the first round, the Chargers will select Kenyon Green, guard out of Texas A&M. Kenyon Green is a beast and was a 5-star recruit coming out of high school. He is 6'4", 324 pounds, and what we love most about him is he can play guard, but he could also play tackle. Now, in my mind, we're going to keep him at guard because that's where Green plays the best, and then we'll move Matt Feiler out to to right tackle, where we also know he could play at a high level, where he played for the Steelers there at a very high level. So I love this move for Green, and then also for Matt Feiler, so we're completely upgrading the offensive line this year, and that's what we need because that's the last piece I feel like the Chargers needed to do is build this offensive line. In the second round, with our 34th pick acquired from the Lions, the Chargers will select Jalen Pitre, DB from Baylor. He is 6 foot, 197 pounds, and he had 75 total tackles last year, 3.5 sacks, 2 forced fumbles, 3 fumbles recoveries, 2 interceptions, and 7 pass deflected. I think this is Jalen Pitre is the most exciting prospect that will be left in the second round, and that's why it will be important for the Chargers to trade down in the first round and get a second round early pick so they could get a cornerback / safety like Jalen Pitre. Because as you know, and if you don't know, Jalen Pitre could play safety and cornerback slot is his preferred choice at a high level. And that's why I think it's important to bring him in with Asante Samuel, who has had concussions, so they could both split times and make our defense only better. With the Chargers' 3rd round pick at 79, I think they will choose Darrian Beavers, linebacker from Cincinnati. He is 6'4", 235 pounds, and he converted from a safety to linebacker, then did some time at defensive end, and then ultimately went back to linebacker. So he has the mindset to play safety, has the build to be at the linebacker position, and then can also play defensive end if we need him to. This is the perfect player for Coach Staley, who, as you could tell in previous picks that I've told y'all, he likes players who could play all over the field. Now, Kaiser White and Uchenna have both moved on to new teams. We could move in Darrian Beavers, and he could play both of their positions at a high level. So that's why I believe and hope Darrian Beavers will be a Charger after this draft. This is a mock draft, so this is all theoretical, but in this mock draft, we did trade away our 4th round pick to the Lions. So we'll move on to the 5th round. In the 5th round, with the 160th pick, we will select Cordell Flott, LSU cornerback next to Derek Stingley. This man was a beast once they moved him over to the slot. He had 17 balls thrown to him and only allowed 2 first downs. He had 2 forced fumbles and 7 batted balls. Now, we do know we just also got Jalen Pitre in the 2nd round, but Cordell Flott will be great for depth. And like I said, if we could rotate as many players going against, different type receivers while JC Jackson is continuously going against number 1, I think this will only build our depth on the defensive backside and will help us become the number 1 defense in the league. And as we know, defense wins championships. So we need to continue to build the depth. Coach Staley loves his cornerbacks and his safeties. So I do think this will be a move that will potentially happen. In the 6th round with the 214th pick, I believe the Chargers will select Marquan McCall, defensive lineman from Kentucky. He's 6'3", 379 pounds, and this will be an absolute steal if the Chargers could land him. We do recruit players from Kentucky as we did draft Chris Rump last season, and they played together. So that's another reason why I think this might happen. And as we know, if we could get players who played in the SEC going against top teams like Alabama, I think that will be a huge boost for them to be able to translate their game into the NFL. As we know, Chris Rumph was a standout on our special teams last season, and he'll only grow into the defensive scheme more this season. And I think the same thing could happen for Marquan McCall. So I think that's why this will be a great pick in the 6th round, and I think it could happen for the Chargers. In the 7th round with the 236th pick, I think the Chargers will select Patrick Paul. As you know, I went to University of Houston and graduated there. While going there in college, I actually worked for University of Houston Athletics, so I know Patrick Paul. I know he's a beast, and I've seen it with my own eyes. He's 6'7", 315 pounds, and he can move really quick for being 6'7". And I think if Coach Staley and the offensive line coach could get their hands on this man, he will only grow into being one of the best rotational players that the Chargers can have behind Rashawn Slater. He actually did play some center work when he was playing for University of Houston, so that would be pretty cool that we could have a versatile type player for the depth within the rotation of the offensive line. In the 7th round with the 254th pick, I believe the Chargers will select Lucas Kroll, tight end from Pittsburgh. This man played with Kenny Pickett, and he actually transferred from Florida to go to Pitt to play with a player like Kenny Pickett. Kenny Pickett is actually supposed to be a 1st round pick in this draft, so Lucas Kroll actually got 451 yards, 6 touchdowns on 38 receptions last season with Kenny Pickett. Just imagine what he would do with Justin Herbert. In my opinion, and I said this in last video, he reminds me of Mark Andrews. I'm saying he has the potential to be like Mark Andrews. I'm not saying he will be Mark Andrews, but if he can even be 75% of Mark Andrews, that means he'll still be better than 100% of what Hunter Henry did for us. So I'm just crossing my fingers that we could get Lucas Kroll with our last pick, as we traded away our other 2 picks to the Lions to get Jalen Petrie in the 2nd round. Like I said, Lucas Kroll, he is 6'6", 254 pounds. If we get him and Donald Parham on the same field in the red zone, Justin Herbert scoring 99% of the time. I hope you liked this mock draft video where I traded down in the draft to see what we would actually realistically get if we traded down for a 2nd round pick. I think this was pretty accurate. Do you think it was accurate? Make sure to comment, like, and subscribe to make sure I keep posting more videos just like this. I love making them, and I hope you like viewing them. For now, Bo Gang out.